What's up there guys, GarethWilliam414 here, and welcome to a brand new character deck profile on the channel. Today I'm bringing you Joey Wheeler's Battle City deck profile, and this deck is, I think personally, as with many of other Joey's decks, like the strongest. It runs the best, and you know, it just doesn't seem to lose. I remember I had a comment recently on my Battle City finals videos. I think it was the Joey Kaiba one. The comment was like, "Has Joey ever lost on your channel?" And you know, I don't think he has. So you know what I do? I might watch them back just to see, but you know, I don't think he actually has. But don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, guys, to smash that like button, share the video with a friend, and subscribe for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh character deck stuff. I'll leave a link to that Battle City Finals Joey versus Kaiba duel in the description below, so make sure you check that out, just so you can see how well this deck runs. But let's get started. I'm going to start with none other than the card he won from Esperoba, Jinzo. Awesome monster. 6-star monster, 2,400 attack, 1,500 defense. Trap cards and their effects on the field cannot be activated. Negates all trap card effects on the field. Amazing. As soon as Jinzo comes out, you're like, no. Jinzo is amazing. Next up, this is like such a beast of a card. I love this guy. Guilford the Lightning, 8-star monster. He's got 2,800 attack and 1,400 defense. His effect is that if you tribute 3 monsters to tribute summon him instead of the 2, destroy all of your opponent's monsters that they control, which is absolutely amazing. It just leaves them wide open for that 2,800 attack. Absolute boss. Next up, the card he won from Weevil, Insect Queen. 7-star monster, 2,200 attack, 2,400 defense. This card cannot declare an attack unless you tribute 1 monster. This card gains 200 attack for each insect type monster on the field. And according to one of the comments as well, she treats herself as one of those insects, which is awesome. Really cool. Next up, the card he won from Meiko, the Legendary Fisherman. 5-star monster, 1,850 attack, 1,600 defense. As long as Umi is faced upon the field, this card is unaffected by any spell cards. You know, Joey doesn't run Umi, so pointless. But, you know, cool monster anyway. Next up, really cool Joey monster here, Garuzzi's 5-star monster, 1,800 attack, 1,500 defense. Really cool monster. Next up, I run 2 copies of Alligator Sword, 4-star monster with 1,500 attack, 1,200 defense. Joey's deck wasn't quite a full 40 of just Battle City cards, so I've made a couple of doubles on select cards, and I thought Alligator Sword would be a good one since he is one of the fusion requirements for Alligator Sword Dragon. So I thought we'll double him up. Next up, we have the awesome Axe Radar. 4-star monster, 1,700 attack, 1,150 defense. The classic Gearfried the Iron Knight, if only that attack had gone through on Marek. Right? 1,800 attack, 1,600 defense. Equip cards, you cannot equip any cards to Gearfried. Little Wingard, or in the show it was called Tiny Guardian. 4-star monster, 1,400 attack, 1,800 defense. Once per turn during your end phase, you can change the battle position of this card, which is awesome. Next up, the classic Panther Warrior. 4-star monster with 2,000 attack, 1,600 defense. The card cannot attack unless you tribute 1 monster on your side of the field. Jay would always combo this with Scapegoat. Trade one of those little goats, get the Panther Warrior's attack off. Awesome. Rocket Warrior, 4-star monster, 1,500 attack, 1,300 defense. During your battle phase, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, you take no battle damage from attacks involving this card. If this card attacks a monster after damage calculation, the attack target loses 500 attack until the end phase. Awesome. This next card is the only card in the deck that was not actually paid by Joey during Battle City. But it's such a classic card, and I didn't include it in my last Joey deck profile. So I thought, we'll pop it in here. It fits. The classic Tiger Axe, right? Look at that guy. 4-star monster, 1,300 attack, 1,100 defense. One awesome card. Next up, we've got Battle Warrior, another one of those classics. 3-star monster, 700 attack, 1,000 defense. So pretty garbage, but it's Battle Warrior. It's classic. It's a nostalgic Joey card. Next up, we have Hayabusa Knight, 3-star monster, 1,000 attack, 700 defense. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase, which is You know, cool. Obviously, if your opponent's like left wide open, you can make that second attack. But unless you've got anything to defend it, it's going to get run over next turn. Awesome. Swordsman of Landstar. 3-star monster, 500 attack, 1200 defense. So we had quite a few useless cards in here, but you know, they are classic, they are nostalgic. Moving on, I run 2 copies of Baby Dragon. The awesome Baby Dragon. 3-star monster, 1200 attack and 700 defense. Same reason as Alligator Sword. He's a fusion requirement, so I thought I'd run 2 in there so that you see him. And the last monster in here, I also run at 2. Time Wizard. Main reason at 2, obviously the same as the previous ones. He's a fusion requirement for 1000 Dragons, so I thought I'd run him at 2. And also, you know, if you're stuck and need the effects, then there it is. But once per turn, you can toss a coin and call it. If you call it right, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. If you call it wrong, destroy or as many monsters you control as possible. And if you do take damage equal to half the total attack of those destroyed monsters that they had on the field, which is, you know, really, really cool. Love Time Wizard. Time magic. Had to. Classic. Right then, moving on to Joey's spells then. So I'm going to start with the classic Giant Trunade. Obviously, return all magic and trap cards on the field to their owner's hands, which is, you know, awesome. Classic. This debuted in Battle City. Absolute classic card, this one. Graceful dice. So roll a 6-sided dice. The result is multiplied by 300 points and added to the attack and defense of all monsters you control until the end of your turn. Monsters summoned after this card's activation are excluded. Next up, Question. Really cool card here. So what you do is, basically you have to get your opponent to the monster found at the bottom of your graveyard. Sorry, that's probably the easiest way to say it. If they call it right, the monster is removed from play. However, if they call it wrong, you can special summon that monster face of attack or defense position. Classic Battle City card here. Roulette Spider. You first use this against Esperova. Really cool. Let's have a look. So when an opponent's monster declares an attack, roll a 6-sided die and apply the result. 1, you half your life points. 2, make the attack a direct attack. 3, choose one monster you control, change the attack target to it and perform damage calculation. Number 4, you choose one other monster your opponent controls, change the attack target to it and perform damage calculation. 5, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the monster's attack. Or number 6, destroy the opponent's monster, which is awesome. Really, really cool card, and it's like a classic, you know, Joey Gamble card. You know, come on, lucky dice kind of thing. It's really, really cool. Scapegoat allows you to summon 4 Scapegoat tokens, so you can tribute them for Panther Warriors attack or defend yourself when you've got nothing. The classic Shield and Sword swaps the attack and defense round. Next up, we've got 2 equipped cards here. So we've got Lightning Blade first of all. Lightning Blade can only be equipped to a warrior type monster, and it increases the attack of the monster by 800 points and increases the attack of all water monsters on the field by 500 points. You mainly want it for the boost. I don't think many water monsters, unless you're playing Mako, maybe that would completely kind of destroy him. Then we have the Legendary Sword. A warrior type monster equipped with this card increases attack and defense by 300 points. Doesn't sound like much, but sometimes it can be enough. Then we have a copy of Foolish Burial. Send one monster card from your deck to the graveyard. Then we have a copy of Polymerization, Monster Reborn, and the classic Pot of Greed. Right then, so moving on to Joey's trap cards then. So we're going to start with an absolute classic of a card here, unless you're playing against it, which is Fairy Box. Fairy Box, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, toss a coin and call it. If you call it right, the attacking monster's attack becomes 0 until the end of the battle phase. During each of your standby phases, you must pay 500 life points or destroy this card. So this card is massive if you are in a sticky situation and you need a bit of help. This card can absolutely frustrate and destroy your opponent. It's crazy. Next up, we have a copy of Gamble. You can activate this card when your opponent's hand has 6 or more cards and your hand contains 2 or less. Toss a coin and call it. If you call it right, draw it until your hand has 5 cards. If you call it wrong, skip your next turn. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. Next up, we have the classic Grave Robber. So basically what you can do is you can choose a spell card from your opponent's graveyard and use it. Right, so the card here states that you've got to pay 2,000 life points, and in my previous Joey deck profile I've said that we play it by the anime rules where you don't pay the cost. However, in one of the duels we accidentally took the cost off, so think of that what you will. Misplays for the win. But usually we'd play it so you don't play the cost, so it's more true to the show. Silly us. Kunai with Chain. Choose one or both of these effects. Activate only when an opponent's monster attacks. Change the attacking monster to defense position. Equip this card to a monster you control and it gains 500 attack. Really awesome card there. Big fan of Kunai with Chain. Next up we have a copy of Magical Arm Shield. So when your opponent declares an attack while you control a monster, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, except the attacking monster, take control of the target until the end of the battle phase, and if you do, it is attacked instead. So it's really, really cool. Another lifesaver for Joey is Nutrient Z. So this card can only be activated during your opponent's damage step. During the turn, if you take a battle damage of 2,000 points or more, increase your life points by 4,000 before the damage is submitted from your life points, which is really, really cool. It's going to save you, just like it saved Joe. I think it was against Kaiba he played that. Yeah, I think it was Kaiba in the three-way. No, not three-way. The third place duel. We get there in the end. Then we got a copy of School Dice, so it's exactly the same as Graceful Dice, except flipped, and it's a trap card. So you roll a 6-sided die. The result is multiplied by 100, and it's subtracted from all your opponent's monsters, and it's attack and defense that it's subtracted by. Awesome, awesome. The final trap card here is Trap Hole of Spikes. This is fairly recent card, and it's cool that it came out because it's one of Joey's Battle City cards. When an opponent's monster that was normal or special summoned this turn declares an attack, destroy that attacking monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack of that monster, which is incredible. Really, really cool card. Okay, so we're moving on to Joey's extra deck then, and we start off with the ever so classic 1000 Dragon. So it requires Time Wizard and Baby Dragon, 2,400 attack, 2,000 defense. Really, really cool. Next up we have Alligator Sword. Requires Baby Dragon and Alligator Sword, obviously. This card can attack your opponent directly if the only face-up monsters they control are Earth, Water, or Fire. 1,700 attack, 1,500 defense. Really cool card there. Two more fusions I've got here, but I don't actually run the materials. They are in here plainly for nostalgia reasons. You can just look at them, but never play them. So you wonder why I include them? Just nostalgia, just so it's there. They were played. Flame Swordsman, why? Why are you not a vanilla? Why? Classic card. Massively classic Joey card that we'll never be able to play in these character decks unless we run those guys. But it seems like such a hassle to run them and you use a polymerization for like that. But hey, maybe one day. And the final one, exactly the same. Guilty of the D-Knight. Such a shame. Such a shame. But yeah, I run them anyway. Just, well, I run them. I just have them in there kind of thing. Just as support. Final cards in Joey's deck. I have 4 Scapegoat tokens. And these things look awesome. I'm really happy that these things came out. And try and make them look good. Try and make them look good. They don't look good. They look okay. But there we go. Look at that. Awesome Scapegoats. But there we go, guys. I really hope you enjoyed my Joey's Battle City deck profile there. Leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts on the deck are. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this deck profile, to smash the like button, share this video with a friend, and subscribe for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Character deck videos. Like I said, I'll leave the link to the Joey vs Kaiba character deck duel in the description below. I will learn how to speak, and I will get back to you with another character deck profile from the Battle City series very soon. Till next time, guys. See you then. Take care.